Just freaking go for it. Get out of your head
Let's
and stop thinking, stop
take.
overthinking, stop
Mm,
overanalyzing, stop waiting for it to be perfect. Take messy
yeah,
action. Nothing
yeah,
I do in my business is perfect. And that's why we've been able to grow as quickly as we have. So write that down, take messy action, and then just literally just
yeah.
do it. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Just go.
Welcome to Super Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today we have with us Rachel Ngom, is the founder of She's Making an Impact, where she is helping purpose-driven entrepreneurs create multiple income streams, financial freedom, and generate wealth that will serve their families without sacrificing what matters the most. I love it. How are
Awesome.
you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here with you.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can you just start with kind of sharing how you got into this?
Yeah, so I became an accidental entrepreneur. I lived in Africa for a little bit. That's where I met my husband and got my master's in social work. The plan is working for a nonprofit. We moved to Florida and I couldn't find a job, even with my master's from the number one college and university in the country, basically. So we ended up on food stamps with negative $400 in our checking account. And I was a part of a network marketing company at the time. And that was my only option, really. So I just focused on building that network marketing company. I created a six-figure business with that company. Life was great until the company restructured and my income was cut in half. And that's when I realized I wasn't really in control and I had to create another income stream. So that's when I started She's Making an Impact in 2017. What I was doing in network marketing, I was doing a lot of lead generation through Pinterest, and I was teaching other people in my network marketing company how I was doing that. So when I started this business, it was natural to start teaching Pinterest marketing. So we launched a course that now has over 3,000 students that have gone through that program. We launched different coaching and all kinds of stuff while we've been living in France and Senegal, starting different businesses, and it's been a whirlwind.
So that's definitely an inspirational how you got into this and the fact that you're actually helping other people do the same. So basically what you're doing is you're teaching people how to utilize Pinterest
Mhm.
to grow their business, or do you also provide the actual products or services
Yeah.
to sell?
So that's like Pinterest is how it started. That's what I became known for. But then as I was
Mhm.
working with my students and helping them with Pinterest, a lot of other things came up and they're like, Rachel, how did you create a course? How did you do this? Like, how did this happen? So then we launched a coaching program that basically teaches our students how to become the go to expert in their industry. And then we launched Higher Level Mastermind as I'm working with higher level entrepreneurs that are doing six figures, but they're working 24/7 of how we created $1 million business working 20 hours a week or less.
So, what are the biggest challenges that purpose driven entrepreneurs face when trying to create multiple streams?
They're not intentional about what they wanna
Mm,
create. So they just think, "I'm gonna do this and it's gonna make me money," but they're not thinking about the overall vision that they have for their life and how their business fits into their life, so they end up doing something that ends up requiring them trading a lot of time for money, and then they miss out on things that are really important to them. And then the other thing is they try to do all the things themselves instead of looking at how can they really focus on their leadership and building a team and actually delegating some tasks to their team instead of being the martyr of doing all the things, and then they end up just working insane hours. So those are the two main things.
what strategies do you suggest for balancing business building with things that matter the most?
I would definitely look at what's the vision, what do you wanna create with your life and with your business? So for me, I'm like, I have 2 kids. My son is 9, my daughter's 2, and I wanna
Mhm.
make sure I'm there for them. Like, when they're done with school, I wanna be there. I don't wanna be traveling all the time. I don't wanna be working into the evenings, that kind of thing. And so I'm really structured in how I operate my business, and I work usually from 10 to 3 and then take Fridays off. So at 3 o'clock when the kids are done with school, I'm there and I'm I put on my mom hat, right? So that's one of the big
Mm.
things is knowing like what you actually want and then creating the structure and some boundaries around like client communication and that kind of thing. If people are like emailing, we have autoresponders in place. We have a team in place that's taking care of those emails. My
Automations.
clients, yeah, our clients understand. I tell them as soon as we start working together of, okay, you get access to me via Voxer, but it's between 9 and 3. After 3 o'clock, you can still Vox me, but just don't expect a response. And I think a lot of times people don't set up those boundaries in terms of communication. And so then people are
Mm.
expecting a response instantaneously and then they're feeling guilty and overwhelmed and all these things. So having those boundaries in place is really important.
Yeah, clarity, providing
Yeah,
that clarity ahead of time. People respect that. And
totally.
if anybody, yeah, if you're clear and you tell them what to expect on both ends, it just makes things more cleaner as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Can you share some of the streams of income
Yeah.
ideas?
Yeah. So within this business, we have online courses. And we have affiliate marketing. So we're an affiliate for things that we use, we love, different offers that would really complement what we do. We have a group coaching program that requires like 3 months or 3 hours a month of my time, the way that we have it set up and structured. So we brought in like other experts and other coaches to help with the coaching of our students. So it's not all reliant on me. I'm like the leader of the ship, and then we have the other people that come in to support it. So group coaching is great because you get maxed out with one-on-ones. Like you can only take so many
Oh,
clients.
yeah,
If you
of
can have a
course.
group model, then that's great. Through our business, those are the main ones, but then we have other income streams that kind of come in randomly. But what we're focused on is taking the money from this business and then funneling it into other investments. So like we bought an equestrian property here in Orlando. My husband operates businesses in Senegal, where he's from. So we actually moved there in 2021 to set up some businesses. So we bought land. We're building a chicken coop. We do car rentals as well, which is great because we get to provide jobs for people in Senegal as
Yeah.
well.
Amazing. Wherever we can help, this is
Yeah,
awesome. So yeah, group coaching, it provides better results, I feel, as well, because
yeah,
every individual is supporting each other as well, and they can see who someone basically is struggling with an idea, and that resolving that idea in a group setting, someone may not be, I guess, bold enough to come up and bring it up, and they could actually get the help without even coming in front.
yeah. One of the big things with group coaching, we don't want our people to feel like they're just a number, and we try to make it as
Yeah.
hands-on and high
Family.
touch as we possibly can. So we actually have our students. So like we have calls with me where I'm leading those calls, and I try to make sure every single person gets touched. But then we break them up into pods with their own Activate coach. So they meet twice per month with their Activate coach, and there's no more than 5 students in that pod. And then we
Mm.
have other experts within the program too. And that way, like they're getting it's very much like handheld and they're not feeling like a number.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. And the students, the people that sign up with you guys, so
Mhm.
basically you're teaching them to go out there and bring clients for the services and products that you offer? Is it somewhat like a network marketing under your
No,
umbrella?
no. Activate specifically, that's our 6-month program. The goal is for them to
Oh.
come in and they're feeling like invisible, like they're the best kept secret on the internet. And some of them don't even understand like their niche and their messaging yet. So we really help them with their positioning and how to position themselves as the go-to expert in their industry. So a lot of them, they'll start a podcast, they'll start a blog, they'll start a YouTube channel, and we help with the content creation and then lead generation and list building. So that way they have people that they can actually make an offer to that'll actually buy from them.
Oh, very good. It's basically geared around their own business.
Yes, exactly.
And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with this? Are you planning something in the future?
Yeah, we're actually hosting our first retreat to France
Oh,
in
I love that.
April. Yeah, because we lived
Hmm.
there for 2 years and I was growing this business while we were living there, and it's so fun. So doing more like adventure retreats as we grow, like that to me is super fun. Doing a higher level mastermind that we're launching this year where I get to support entrepreneurs that are doing 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and help them get to 7 without burning out and feeling massively overwhelmed. And then a lot of investing. So we're getting heavily like into real estate, a little bit in America, but more so in Senegal of buying more land, doing more development over there.
That's wonderful. And do you guys actually help individuals set up their own world as you did? If someone is out there, they have products, they don't have the organized structure as you do, you actually hold their hand and help them develop something the way that you did for yourself.
Exactly. So a lot of our
Yeah.
students, they come in to activate and they don't even know what their thing is going to be yet.
Mm.
They just know
Yeah.
like they love doing something and they love helping people. And so we help them figure out what is their God-given gifts that they can share with
Mm.
the world and how they can actually set it
Good.
up in a way that they can monetize it.
Excellent. Do you guys cover mindset as well?
100%, you have to. You can't have a coaching program without covering mindset,
Yeah.
because honestly, that's like the number one thing that you have to work on if you wanna
Mm.
get to the next level. Because we all have something
Yeah.
that's kinda holding ourselves back,
Yeah.
like we have a limiting belief
Mhm.
or something. Like, we can get
Yeah.
to maybe 6 figures, but then we're stuck at 6 figures until we figure out what's that next level, what's that limiting belief that's keeping me here that I need to
Yeah.
break through to get me to the next.
Yeah. There's always that ceiling, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then to bring that onto the surface and find out what that is and go past it. It's a structure of growth, right? The mindset is everything. Like without mindset, sometimes we don't even take action.
Yep. Absolutely. Yes, we
We
do a lot of that.
Yeah, we have so many dreams, we have so many ideas, and most of them they just sit in planning stage,
Yeah.
and we just don't take those steps. And that's great that you have that incorporated. It's very important.
Yeah.
You're right.
We need to figure
Mm.
out, like, if they're not taking action, what's underneath that?
Yeah,
So is it like a
yeah,
fear of success? Is it a fear of
yeah,
failure? Do they have like
yeah.
procrastination issues? What's underneath that? Why are they procrastinating? So it's like you got to
Mm.
go deep to figure that stuff out. And a lot of times we're too close to it to figure it out. So we need the coaching to actually get there.
Yes, no, for sure. So, can you share with us what you feel your innermost superpower is that got you to this point in your life?
Authenticity, just being relatable with my people, being really authentic, but also consistency. Those are the 2, I would say. I'm ridiculously consistent. We haven't missed a podcast being uploaded in 5 years or an email to our list. We email our list every week in 5 years, regardless if COVID is happening, if I'm moving. We've moved overseas 4 times since I started this business. I had a baby. Even with taking 5 months off, we still had a podcast uploaded every single week and email it to my
That's
list
amazing.
every week. So
Yeah,
consistency, really.
that's awesome. Can you share some strategy or some suggestions to entrepreneurs to help with consistency? Because there's a big gap there, right?
Yeah, you gotta have a system in place. So we use Asana, and that way I can
Yeah,
clearly
I love
see,
Asana.
like we have an email marketing board, we have a podcast board, and I can clearly see the calendar of like how many emails do we have going out, what are our next podcast. But also like I have a team that's holding me accountable. So Lizzie's our podcast manager, and she'll message me and be like, Rachel, we only have one more episode in the queue. I need you to get to work in creating some. So it's not all
Mhm.
my responsibility. I have my team telling me what to do. But yeah, the
It's important.
Asana, yeah,
Mhm.
Asana and then just team communication.
Yeah. So, what is the name of the podcast?
The She's Making an Impact podcast.
Oh, it is. Okay,
Yeah,
very good. That's
yeah.
excellent. And do you basically interview other entrepreneurs that are involved in similar niches?
Depends. I do solo
Uh,
episodes where I'm just riffing
okay.
on something that my people need in that moment. So we might be talking about confidence, on mindset, on consistency, on
Mhm.
setting up your work week. So I usually keep the episodes pretty short because my people are busy. And I know like I was listening to one of Joe Rogan's episodes and it's 2.5 hours. I'm like, this is taking me a week to get through.
Oh my
So I
God.
like to give my people like 10 to 15 minutes if it's
Yeah.
solo episode with me. And
Yeah.
then if it's an interview, we usually do 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. With us, we found a sweet spot at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Interview style is just in and out, 20 minutes to get to work or 20 minutes to do dishes, to go to the gym. So it's like a ideal number because people feel confident they'll be able to finish it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to your morning routine, can you share anything that you do in the mornings? How you
Yeah,
start your day?
it starts the
Mm.
night before, so
Okay.
making sure I'm going to bed early enough so I can wake up early enough. So I'm usually in bed 8:30, 9 o'clock, because I like to wake up around 5, 5:30, and so I reverse engineer it, how much sleep does my body require? Because I don't set an alarm, I wanna wake up when my body says, "I'm good, I've had enough rest." So
Mm.
I go to bed early and then wake up and I know in the morning what's on my agenda, what are my top 1 to 3 things that need to happen that day in order for me to move the needle forward in my business. So it might be like creating content, writing an email, something like that. First thing when I wake up, I'll actually, while I'm sleeping, I do something a little different. I listen to meditations while I'm sleeping. And that way you can actually train your subconscious mind while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So right now
Mm,
there's a YouTube channel called Soak Stream that I listen to. And then in
mhm.
the morning, I caffeinate and hydrate. And then I'm going through the 1 Year Bible. So I read that. And then right behind me, I actually have a prayer closet. And that's where, and at the same time, while I'm have my prayer time and my worship time, I have a red light therapy panel in
Oh,
there
nice.
too. So I get to do like double duty.
Yeah.
And then once I've done prayer, worship, red light therapy, I come out and do like my one thing that needs to happen, which usually takes 15 to 30 minutes. And then by that time, depends on my husband's in Senegal right now, so I can't leave the house to go for a walk. So I have to wait until the kids are off to school. But usually when he's here, I would go for a walk around 6:15 to 7. And that time the kids are up and then I can put on my mom hat.
The moment when you decided to create this course, right, from Pinterest and create this into a business, do you remember what triggered it? What did you feel exactly? Because there's so much going on online, right? There's so many
Yeah.
options. It gets overwhelming for people trying to add another source of income, and they just don't want to pick the wrong thing. It's that FOMO thing.
Yeah.
So what was it for you?
Yeah, I actually hired a business coach because I had no idea what I would do.
Oh,
I
good
just knew I
job.
wanted to do something else.
Excellent.
And it was a scary, expensive
Yeah,
investment.
of
It was
course.
like half of what I
Same
was
here.
making in Beachbody,
Yeah.
but that investment helped me do $430,000 my first year in business.
Amazing.
That never would have happened if I didn't have a coach with clear direction of this is what we're doing and like creating an
Yeah.
actual plan for me. So that's
Yeah.
honestly like the best investment you could make in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Always invest in yourself.
100%.
And can you share your go-to platform now when you do any social media marketing or social media content?
Yeah, so Pinterest is a great platform,
Is
and then we have a little bit of a different strategy that we set up over this past year. So I do my solo podcast episodes live in our Facebook group. And that way
okay.
I'm promoting it to our email list. So we get a lot of Facebook group leads. And then we have people on our team that are actually reaching out to all those new people that are joining the Facebook group and getting them on like discovery calls or strategy calls with them. And that way, instead of sending people directly to the podcast to listen where they're anonymous and you have no idea who they are, we're able to get a better grasp and build connection and relationship with those people. So sending them to the
Mm,
Facebook group where we have almost 20,000 people in there right now has been a good strategy for us this past year.
excellent. So what would your number one advice you could give to an entrepreneur starting off?
Just freaking go for it. Get out of your head
Nice.
and stop thinking, stop
Take a step.
overthinking, stop
Mm,
overanalyzing, stop waiting for it to be perfect. Take messy action.
yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
I do in my business is perfect. And that's why we've been able to grow as quickly as we have. So write that down, take messy action, and then just literally just
Yeah.
do it. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Just go.
I appreciate that so much. That's great. And I'm sure the audience loved that as well. Just go for it. Don't
Yeah.
just sit on the idea. Just take action, take a step. Once you take that step, the other step will maybe more clear. So that's great. Thank you so much for that, Rachel. I appreciate your time today. It was great chatting with you and learning
Yeah.
what you're doing. The best part is about all this is the fact that you're helping others. You're helping others grow, and the energy, the prayers, all that you get for those people that are finding success is you can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for what you do. Thank you for taking the time to come on our show. It was great. And audience, thanks once again for joining us. You heard Rachel, all the information she shared. She has some great concepts in place that you could take advantage of. So check out her show notes. All the information will be there. Get in touch with her and see if she can help you even take that first step if you need help and make things more clear for the idea that you have. So either way, thank you again. Glad you're part of this show. Glad you're part of the family. And thanks again. And Rachel, thank
Thanks for
you.
having me.